You're ripping up the rule book to some degree when you start to think of all the vertical industries and new use cases that are possible with 5G, and that's a really great thing for our industry to be thinking as we develop a standard and new technology about how it's going to be used, where it's going to be used, when it's going to be used, and then designing the network on top of that with that in mind.
There are many sectors that we believe will look to 5G to solve some of their problems, and if we are to solve their problems, we need to have a better understanding as to what those problems are. By definition, that means engaging much more heartily with these sectors and trying to build bridges so that we do have a better collaboration with sectors that we haven't worked with before. If you look at this from a 4G point of view, we've had exactly that experience with the public safety community, where with the design of 4G and LTE, we didn't expect the public safety community to come to us with an urgent problem that needed to be solved. That's what happened, and so we had to adapt our technology to satisfy this whole new use case of public safety. So I think whatever we design for 5G, we need to ensure that it is flexible enough, agile enough, adaptable enough to cater for whole families of users that we have no knowledge about right now.
So here you see that the telecom really need to open up and adapt themselves towards the industry verticals as well. What are the real challenges and requirements that the different industry verticals have, automotive or smart manufacturing, for instance?
I think we're going to see new business models come with 5G because we're going into new different verticals, and the operators have a very strong position with the existing infrastructure. You think about the narrowband IoT initiative, that's plays right into the operators' ability to deliver a connectivity for those for smart devices. But we'll also see going into new verticals, and it's been new industrials. I mean, sensors, for instance, and you're getting billions of sensors out of the network. Now that may be very small amounts of revenue for operators, but billions and billions of them. And so it's a totally different business model that our members are helping the operators achieve.
From one hand, you have all the technical work that needs to be done, specification, secure interoperability, that's one area. But I think the other thing which is very important is also, let's say, to bring the technology towards the end users, which is not just normally, let's say, the telecom providers or the telecom users, as we know today, in all the different telecom, let's say, 5G, 3G, 4G type of technologies, but also going into the industry vertical domain. How can they use the different capabilities in there? How can they create additional business? How they can, let's say, create more revenues in that perspective as well, or lower the OPEX and CAPEX costs?